as we look at notes on your MacBook, you're going to notice some similarities to that on the iPad. So if you're familiar with the upgraded notes on the iPad, a lot of these things will be exactly the same, and you have a few more features on the Mac just based on your sharing options and things that you may see. So whenever you open Notes, you're going to see a blank note that, unless you've created one or you have one connected through iCloud. And in the upper left in your menu bar, if you click, you will see on Notes, you'll see About Notes, you'll see Accounts, On My Mac, Services, and then several other options. I want to point out to you the On My Mac account option. What this does is allows you to save a note to the hard drive of your Mac. If you do not have that checked, it is going to save it to a cloud-based location, whether that be iCloud, whether that be Exchange. It is going to put it on a separate server that is web-based, not inherent on the device. So if that is checked, you'll be able to save the note to your Mac. If that is unchecked, it will have to go to either iCloud or to your Exchange. So that is important for your preferences and how you want to actually save and where you want to save. If you notice, you have an Accounts option as well. If you click Accounts, that opens your system preferences, and these are the locations where you can go in and choose if you have your notes connected to that server. So if I have my Exchange, Notes is an option. It is unchecked. If I check that box, it is now going to give me the option of Exchange in my Notes. If I uncheck that box, you'll notice the Exchange option goes away. So that's what the accounts are in dealing with the preferences for your Notes options. When you go across your Notes app, you'll see your sidebar options here that will include your iCloud account if you have notes based on that. It will also include your Mac Notes, and then you can do all iCloud, or you can do all On My Mac. So you have the option and ability to choose which ones you see, and you can create a folder for either account, going to New Folder at the bottom and pushing the plus, and it will create a new folder. So I'm going to create this one and call it Test, or you can simply go to the account that you want and do a secondary click and choose New Folder. So that is where you actually will be saving. So that's your saving location that you can see in your control panel here. If you choose your sidebar options, these are your saving locations. Whatever is highlighted when you create the new note, that is where the new note will go to and save. The next one going across is Media. So you have the options to look at your media very quickly: photos and videos, sketches, maps, websites, audio clips, documents, and these are media that are currently in your notes. So let's say that I have added several photos to a note that deal with science or deal with social studies. What this tab does is allows you to look at any media that you have input to any of your notes and then pull from that or use that. So it's a very nice and efficient way. Instead of having to search through your note to find the media that you've input, you can go there and it will pull from that. The next one going across is your delete or your trash can. Beside that is a new note. So this is how I create a new note. Beside that will be a checklist, your paragraph style to apply, and then your media options. This is where you actually add a photo or video. So if I create a new note, notice the location. I'm on my Mac. I'm under Notes. Whatever I first type in is what it will title. So I'm going to type in Test 1, and you'll notice that's what it titles it. If I start to type below that, it will pull in the actual reference of what I'm saying. It will show me the time that I am doing it, and then it will continue to update as I type. If I delete this, you'll see it will delete, and it will delete. So as I create a new note, I can also add a checklist just like I can on the iPad. So let's say that I want to say finish work for Park, update email account, and I can make a simple list. Then I can go in and check, and I can uncheck. If you have chosen iCloud, you'll be able to access this on any device in which you are signed into your iCloud account. If I had Exchange set up, it will be the same for the Exchange. The next is a paragraph style, so I can title, heading, body, bulleted list. So if I wanted to add a list, I can go to my paragraph style, do a numbered list. So let's say number 1 will be finish work for Park. Second, update email account. And these are going to be your traditional lists as opposed to the checklist, which allows you to check off what you have done. Whenever you have one of these, if you want to delete it, you simply delete as you normally would. Beside that, again, is your add media. So it will access your photos. It will access any of the things that you have in your photo booth, any of the moments that you have created. So you can add these directly to the note itself. Notice down here you can also search through them if you have something and you know exactly what it's called or that you want to add. Over to the right we have our share sheet where I can do all of these different share options in order to send this note to someone, and then I can search through my notes to locate something. So if I start to type in ERH, you'll notice that I get the different options that have a note that contains ERH, and I can choose one of those. It will also show any attachments that I have that contain that. Whenever you're done, or as you type, it saves by itself, so you do not have to do any type of special way of saving it. It simply will save, and then you can go back to your note as needed.